Hello and welcome back to Mayster Reviews. Today this will be the final review of this particular batch and we are going to be talking about the Silent Twins. Now Letitia Wright, you have smashed this one out of the park, as is your acting counterpart, which I really apologise in this case. I've forgotten her name, but the two of them in this film knock their performances out of the park. This entire film is built on their performance and their chemistry between each other. This film is about the journey of the two of them, which I believe is a true story of, or at least based on one, of how these two actually just interacted in their own unique, socially abnormal way that was accepted only to themselves. And the bond that they share between the two of them and the antics that they get up to. A lot of these antics that they get up to, especially in terms of party culture, should we say, like drugs and whatnot, are not to be applauded, and we are viewing them very passively. But their responses to them, and therefore their performances by the two women, we buy into what they're doing and we just find it funny. They are some of the most charming characters of the year, and yet can also be sometimes quite vague and disturbing. And that shift and that balance between their performances makes for a great watch. How some of them they can decide not to speak some of the time and be quite disturbed and almost like the girls off The Shining, and then on other occasions be this heartwarming pair that we are really rooting for to do well and just get accepted in society. And that those battling variables of the script and the way the two characters bounce off each other, not just in front of camera but established through direction and writing, it makes for a very invested audience in their story. And because we're invested in them, we're invested in what's going to happen to them, and therefore I wanted to know how it was all going to pan out and end. And it also creates hurt when, on the odd occasion, minor spoilers, they have violent outbursts against each other, just tantrums. Even in their older years, the siblings, they have fights against each other, and when they do, we want it to stop. There's some real life-threatening injuries sometimes, or close calls to life, like choking out in some fights where one gets very close to vanquishing the other, and it's painful to see them fight. That's the point I'm getting at, because of how well the dynamic of these characters is established, as well as the performances at hand. Performances are the key thing to talk about with this film, because it completely picks it up from its arse and makes it an incredibly fun time, which I would say is in the top 50% of this year by a mile. That's it's or maybe just below. I haven't completely decided, but yeah, it's a great time, a great time for people looking for a good story to invest in character. Yeah, that is my brief review of the Silent Twins, and that concludes this particular batch of the 1st to the 15th of December 2022. I have three film reviews left to cover. There will be Avatar: The Way of Water this Christmas Day, followed by Corsage and I Want to Dance with Somebody in later dates to conclude this year, and then the final video and Chapter 1 finale on New Year's Eve for this particular division of Mayster Reviews will be the Mayster rankings of 2022, which will conclude the division for this chapter altogether. But yeah, without further ado, I've been Matthew Muir. That's the end of this particular batch, and I will see you on Christmas Day for my Avatar review. But until then, I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.